Cairn Review Print Speaking to the Blind, celebrating 40 years of audio newspaper production. Welcome to this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast, recorded at the Bishopbriggs Media Centre by our amazing volunteers. You can get in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter or Instagram using @CairnReview. That is @CuendReview. You can also contact us directly by emailing information@cairnreview.com. That is INFORMATION @CuendReview.com, or by calling 0141 772 3976. That's 0141 772 3976.
This week's podcast, as published on Wednesday the 11th of September 2024, is read to you by volunteers Corey, Gordon, Hunter, Ian and Rebecca. Thanks for listening. Sick attack on swans. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Stone-throwing children targeting swans in a Glasgow park have forced council staff to move the remaining birds to safety. 2 adult swans and a cygnet were moved to a safe location by Glasgow City Council's Countryside Rangers. Staff rescued the birds after 1 cygnet was found dead and 3 others went missing, feared dead. The remaining cygnet is also underweight. Concerns for the safety of the birds were fuelled by reports of children, both boys and girls, throwing stones at them on a number of occasions in recent weeks. A council spokeswoman said, "Our Countryside Rangers have been forced to move 3 swans to safety from the pond in Springburn Park, following appalling attacks by children throwing stones. 2 adult birds and a cygnet were moved after 1 young bird was found dead, and another 3 others went missing, feared dead. We would not normally disturb wild birds by moving them, but we felt we had no choice on this occasion. This type of animal cruelty is shocking, and members of the public are asked to report wildlife crimes to the police by dialing 101. The birds will be monitored daily in their new location, and the police have been informed of the stone throwing incidents. The council has thanked Springburn's Swan Aunties, volunteers to keep an eye on the park swans, for assisting with the move." And that report was written by Kevin McRoberts and read by me, Ian McKenna. This Week in History. September the 12th, 2014. Former Democratic Unionist Party, DUP, leader Ian Paisley passed away, aged 88. On this day last year, officials said at least 10,000 people were missing after devastating floods in Derna, 2 days after 2 dams burst in the Libyan port city. September the 13th, 1985. The World Health Organization declared AIDS a worldwide epidemic. On this day last year, happiness of girls and young women was at its lowest level since 2009, with only 17% of 10 to 21-year-olds feeling very happy, according to a survey by Girl Guiding. September 14th, 1982, Princess Grace of Monaco, sometimes better known as American actress Grace Kelly, died in Monaco's hospital without regaining consciousness after a car crash the previous day. On this day last year, Amy Winehouse's original band marked what would have been the late singer's 40th birthday, with a set of photos taken at an old haunt in Camden. September 15th, 1935. At a Nuremberg rally, Adolf Hitler issued new decrees which relegated Jews to subhuman status and made the swastika the official German flag. On this day last year, the then Prime Minister Rishi Sunak announced plans to ban the American XL Bully dog breed by the end of the year after a series of attacks. That was This Week in History, as recorded on Wednesday the 11th of September 2024.
Seagull Trust holds Open Day by Kevin McRoberts. The Kirkintilloch branch of Seagull Trust Cruises is holding an open day this Sunday, September the 15th, in a bid to attract more volunteers. The organisation is run wholly by unpaid volunteers, with the Kirkintilloch branch currently having around 70 members, covering skippers, crew, stewards and administration staff, but they could do with more help to run their services. This Sunday's open day is a chance to find out more about Seagull Trust Cruises, while enjoying free canal cruises, as well as tea, coffee and tasty home baking. The Trust routinely serve over 6,000 passengers per season and rely entirely on charitable donations and grants to maintain the boats and run the organisation. A spokesperson said, "We provide cruising for about 130 user groups through the year, running from early April to mid-October, 7 days a week, depending on both demand and our ability to crew the boats. In addition, we operate Santa cruises in the first week of December for local school children. There are a range of opportunities available to suit the individual volunteer's choice, initially including steward, crew, administration and in the engineering team. To find out more about volunteering opportunities with Seagull Trust Cruises, pop along to the open day this Sunday between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. at the South Bank Marina and meet some of the team. More information on volunteering opportunities is also available at seagulltrust.org.uk/volunteers. And that article was by Kevin McRoberts and read by me, Gordon.
Checks for counterfeit vodka as recorded by Hunter MacDonald. Environmental health officers at East Dunbartonshire have been carrying out checks on licensed retailers amid concerns about Scottish sales of potentially harmful counterfeit vodka. This follows a warning from Food Standards Scotland (FSS) to shoppers to beware of fake Glen's vodka. The counterfeit vodka has so far been recovered in local convenience stores in Coatbridge and Glasgow. It was being sold in 35 centilitre bottles, commonly known as half bottles, and fraudulently labelled as Glen's. FSS have been working with the brand owner for Glen's vodka to try to mitigate the risk to customers. A spokesperson for the Loch Lomond Group, which owns Glen's vodka, said, "We would urge any customers who suspect they may have a counterfeit product to contact their local council's Environmental Health Service or the Food Standards Scotland's Food Crime and Incidents Unit as quickly as possible." Lab results from counterfeit vodka seized have confirmed the presence of the chemical isopropyl, which can be harmful if consumed. Symptoms of isopropyl alcohol poisoning include abdominal pain, vomiting, dizziness, headaches, confusion, slow breathing, and in severe cases coma or death. When opened, the counterfeit vodka may have a strange smell and taste differently that should not be consumed. If anyone believes they may have purchased this product, contact the FSS Scottish Food Crime and Incidents Unit, foodcrime@fss.scot, for further advice. Getting on track for autumn. Drone technology will be deployed alongside 7 specialist leaf-busting trains this autumn to help keep services running on time. 18 leaf fall teams will work around the clock to remove fallen leaves, the railway's equivalent of black ice on the roads. And specialist railhead treatment trains will use water jets to clean the rails before coating them with a sandy gel, helping improve train wheels' grip. Rapid response teams will also trial the use of drones to inspect the rails for leaf contamination from above, without staff having to stop trains to access the track. ScotRail's Mark Ilderton said, "We know few things frustrate customers more than when their train is delayed because of leaves on the line. But the reality is this can lead to disruption across the network. We've been working round the clock to prepare our trains and our stations for the change in weather."
New £2.1 million development makes Sean feel at home. By Kevin McRoberts. Construction for 9 new homes at Berryno Avenue in Christon has been completed for Caledonia Housing Association. Built by Morrison Spottiswoode, the £2.1 million development, which was supported by £1.3 million of Scottish Government funding, includes an accessible bungalow and 8 two-storey houses, helping provide much-needed affordable housing for the area. Marking the handover were Julie Cosgrove, Chief Executive of Caledonia Housing Association, Brian Pettigrew, Housing Sector Director at Morrison Spottiswoode, and Stephen Llewellyn, Chief Officer for Housing at North Lanarkshire Council. They welcomed the first tenant, Sean Drew, as the guest of honour at the ribbon-cutting event. Julie Cosgrove said, "We are thrilled to have taken control of this new development. Berryno Avenue is the first project for Caledonia in North Lanarkshire, and it delivers new, high-quality, energy-efficient homes. As well as the new homes, we have amended the road junction to form a bend and created a new footpath to nearby Cumbernauld Road. I am excited to see our new tenants move into their new homes." Stephanie Drew, Sean's mother, said, "Sean is currently living in our converted garage with his wheelchair, hospital bed and recliner, which his carers must work around 24 hours a day. The move to this new home will be life-changing for Sean and our family, which will allow us to be parents and not just carers." Stephen Llewellyn added, "We are delighted to see the completion of these new homes in Christon, which will add much-needed rental properties for the local community. Alongside an ambitious target to deliver 5,000 new council homes by 2035, we are pleased to work with our housing association partners to provide additional high-quality, energy-efficient homes for our residents." Brian Pettigrew commented, "We are delighted to have delivered these attractive homes to the local Christon area. This was our first project working in partnership with Caledonia Housing Association, and we very much look forward to growing this relationship further and to the future opportunities it brings." And that article was by Kevin McRoberts.
Donation for the Coffee House. A volunteer-run coffee shop in Moodiesburn has received a donation of £750 from BEAR Scotland, who manage and maintain the M80 between Steps and Haggs. Founded in 2009, the coffee house is open 4 days a week. It has grown from a small charity coffee shop to a beloved part of the Moodiesburn community, offering people with learning disabilities or experiencing social isolation a place to work or spend time. The coffee house also offers free counselling sessions for those who need them, and during the winter they open later to offer people hot food. Nicola Adams, the coffee house founder, said, "Donations like these help us keep the prices low, especially in the current times we are living in. They also help us to keep offering our free counselling sessions, which are a lifeline for some, so thank you for your generous donation." The coffee house was nominated by David Payton, BEAR Scotland M80 TFBO Operations Manager, through the BEAR Scotland Regional Charity Initiative. Shop can now deliver alcohol. A shop in Kirkintilloch has been granted permission to include alcohol in deliveries to customers. Eastern Berkshire Licensing Board approved an application from the Premier Store in Lammermoor Road, which sought an update to its existing alcohol licence. The shop is now entitled to deliver orders including products containing alcohol, which it will fulfil using the Snappy Shopper app, aiming to complete such tasks within an hour. Initially, it will be the same employees who work in the shop who will make deliveries. The board heard that it was expected this service would be particularly appreciated by the residents of nearby sheltered housing, especially during periods of bad weather. No orders for alcohol alone will be accepted and must be part of an order for other items. All such orders will be logged, with records routinely checked by licensing officers.
Wednesday 11th of September. News in brief. Tobacco-free schools pack. Ash Scotland is encouraging secondary school teachers in Eastern Bartonshire to use a new resource pack to inspire young people to make informed decisions to protect their health by not taking up smoking or vaping. The Tobacco-Free Skills Pack is being launched at a time when the public health issues of youth smoking and, increasingly, vaping are causing great concern for teachers and other school staff. The pack is available at www.ashscotland.org.uk/skillspack. That's www.ascotland.org.uk/SCHOOLSPACK. Branch opens on Saturday to encourage more savers. The Yorkshire Building Society branch in Bishopbriggs is opening this Saturday, September 14th, to help people make the most of UK Savings Week. The annual campaign focuses on the benefits of savings, either for those that haven't started a savings habit or those that could make their savings work harder. The Bishopbriggs branch on the Triangle will be opening from 9 AM until noon for existing members and new customers looking to open a new account or looking for help reviewing their existing savings. The team will be on hand to provide information on savings, open accounts, and provide hints and tips. Existing customers will also be able to visit the branch, to pay in and top up their existing savings accounts. The Mutual is opening all of its branches to ensure the would-be savers maximise the opportunity to speak to branch teams and to give customers a choice of how to open an account. Care Home hosts Coffee Morning. Campsie View Care Home in Kirkintilloch will be holding a coffee morning on Friday, September the 20th at 11 AM to raise money for Macmillan Cancer Support. Members of the local community are warmly invited to join residents and the team at the home for a cuppa and chat and to enjoy a selection of delicious cakes and treats. Campsie View Care Home is part of Four Seasons Healthcare, whose care homes across the UK raised an impressive £10,000 for the charity at last year's coffee mornings. There's no need to book, just come along on the day for friendship, fun and fundraising. Storage bid by recycling firm. A recycling company in Bishopbriggs is seeking planning permission to construct a storage building on its premises. Aggregate Technology Recycling has applied to East Dunbartonshire Council to construct a building designed for the sole purpose of storage at ATL Environmental Village in Balmoody Road. ATL recycles construction aggregate materials which are delivered in lorries and skips. The proposed building would be made of steel and would measure around 40 metres by 19 metres with a height of around 10 metres. Store to alter off-sales area. A supermarket in Bishopbriggs is to revamp its off-sales area and can now include alcohol and deliveries to customers. Tesco Express has had changes approved on its alcohol licence by East Dunbartonshire Licensing Board following a remodelling of the store layout. This particular location has seen high customer demand for red wine, and the new layout will accommodate more options in this regard, with more spirits also to be available in a slightly larger off-sale section.
Beer garden for pub on trial basis. Article by Neil McGrory. A pub in Torrance has been permitted to introduce outdoor area on a trial basis despite mixed professional and public opinion. The Wheatsheaf Inn had requested the East Dunbartonshire Licensing Board approve the change, along with some alterations to opening hours in line with local policy. It had initially sought permission to create outdoor areas in front and to the rear of the premises, but amended this to just the rear area. This area would feature 6 benches surrounded by 6-foot timber fence. It would also be monitored by CCTV and not used after 8 p.m. It was intended as a family-friendly area predominantly used for eating meals outdoors. There would be no music played in this area. The Wheatsheaf's representatives explained that the pub was currently run by Mark and Teresa Gray, who had been there for more than a year and valued their role in the community as evidence of is supporting fundraising efforts, such as a recent campaign for a defibrillator. They had submitted the application to the board based on demand from customers who wanted an external area. The application, though, had attracted some opposition, with members of the public and local licensing officer Claire Mather highlighting incidents of antisocial behaviour which took place in 2021, while the same area was licensed for outdoor drinking for just 2 weeks due to the lifting of COVID restrictions. On one occasion, a staff member and police officers were assaulted by a customer. It was stressed that these issues predated the Greys taking over the pub and that the problems may have been related to people's behaviour after being released from isolation, and that it was unfair to expect a repeat of such problems. In order to allay concerns, the applicants proposed the board allow the outdoor area to be operated on a trial basis beginning in April 2025 for around 6 months, after which the position would be reviewed. Licensing Officer Claire Mather objected to the plans on the basis that the proposals contravened the objective of preventing public nuisance and the suitability of the area in question for the sale of alcohol due to its proximity to housing and that it overlooked nearby properties. The Council's Environmental Health Team also expressed concern over potential noise related to problems and a belief that the fencing would be inadequate in mitigating this. The board further heard from members of the public, including neighbours, who said they had complained to authorities about noise and disturbances. Several objectors also stated noise levels were excessive. One member of the public disagreed, however, stating that a thriving pub in the centre of the village was preferable to an empty building which would attract squatters. Following further debate and a recess for deliberation, the board granted the application on a 3-month temporary basis from May to July 2025, and a planning application will also be required to approve the design of the outdoor area. Article by Neil McGrory, read by Rebecca.
Putting the spotlight on Provost Award winners. Report by Kevin McRoberts. Having highlighted the winners of the Community Sports and Caring Champions in last week's Herald, this week we put the spotlight on the winners of the Sustainability and Arts and Heritage Champions in the Eastern Bartonshire Provost Community Champion Awards 2024. Sustainability Champion, Ivor McClure. Ivor McClure is involved in multiple projects highlighting environmental issues and what actions people can take to make their communities more sustainable. He's the driving force behind the Lennoxtown Environmental Group, is regularly seen litter picking and leading local walks. He also tends community gardens, including planting 2,000 crocuses for World Polio Day, and helped to secure external funding to install a bench at Haw Head so people can rest and enjoy the scenery while out walking. An active member of Friends of Campsie High Kirk, which aims to preserve and restore the building for community use. Ivor is also a member of Campsie History Group and works tirelessly to promote community, environmental issues, and how our environment can have a positive effect on our mental health. As he was presented with this award by Provost Gillian Rennick and Deputy Provost Colette McDermott, Ivor said, "Over the years, I have thoroughly enjoyed being involved with my local community, and the most important thing about any community group is that people coming together to support one another. I was in the Young Farmers Club, and I still live by the words of the motto, support all activities to the best of your ability and help and encourage others to do the same. And, whilst I am extremely honoured to have received this Provost Community Champion Award, this award is not only for me, but it's for everyone in the community groups here in this area." Arts and Heritage Champion, Pat Field. Pat Field created the Music Club in 2022 with support from Mulgai Music Club. Her in-depth knowledge, expertise and enthusiasm has made the venture a great success, loved by participants and growing each year. The aim of the Music Hub is to create chamber music in an informal, relaxed, fun environment, including musicians of all ages and levels. Each week, Pat curates music to play which will stretch players and provide them with an opportunity to improve skills in listening, collaboration, musicality and technical skills. On average, the group now has 16 players each week on violin, viola and cello, ranging from teenagers to octogenarians with varied experience and skill. The benefits that participants have gained range from tackling loneliness and isolation to improved moods, friendships and a feeling of community. Pat said, "I am passionate about community and music, and many of our members have found the Music Hub has not only helped their musical creativity, but has improved their mental health. We are first and foremost a community group, and we all get so much out of spending time together. Players have met people from many walks of life at the Music Club, but their shared interest in music has allowed them to bond into a thriving and developing social group. I hope to expand the idea of the Music Hub to the 70 or so other music clubs in Scotland. I feel extremely honoured to have received a Provost Community Champion and an Arts and Heritage Award, and I am very touched to have been nominated by my good friends at the Music Hub. Next week, Spotlight on Young Champions. Report by Kevin McRoberts. People asked to rethink dementia. Report by Don Renton. The Scottish Government, in partnership with COSLA, has launched a new campaign to challenge the stigma surrounding dementia. Asking East Dunbartonshire to rethink dementia, the drive encourages people to continue doing the things they always did with friends or relatives diagnosed with dementia, highlighting that these everyday activities can help them stay well for longer. Created in collaboration with a national dementia lived experience panel, the campaign emphasises the importance of maintaining relationships with those living with dementia. Research has shown that making this effort to stay in contact with individuals and include them in social activities can help alleviate symptoms of depression, agitation, sleep disturbance, anxiety and apathy that can often come with dementia. Dementia affects an estimated 90,000 people in Scotland, and 3,000 of whom are under the age of 65. Insight informing the campaign found that many people associate dementia with the later stage of the illness, and, therefore, change their behaviour towards a friend or family member who has been diagnosed. Irene, 63, was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's at 53 and was surprised by the reaction of some other friends. She said, "When I was first diagnosed, my friends weren't being themselves. Some friends just walked away, but others stayed, and some were behaving differently. I had to remind them that I was still the same person that loves going to the gym, having fun and gossiping about the things we always did. Being able to still do these things together really helps me." Cabinet Secretary for Health and Social Care Neil Gray says, "When a friend or relative is diagnosed with dementia, it's natural not to know what to do. It can be an upsetting and daunting time, but it's important for all of us to play a supportive role in helping our friends and family. One of the key elements in the Rethink Dementia campaign is asking us to think differently about a dementia diagnosis. There are many practical steps we can take to help the people closest to us lead fulfilling lives and stay well for longer." COSLA's Health and Social Care spokesperson Paul Kelly said, "This new campaign is a clear call to us to think differently about dementia and those with the diagnosis. It highlights very clearly the simple ways we can support people with dementia to stay connected with their local communities." Dr. Tom Russ, an NHS consultant old age psychiatrist and researcher at the University of Edinburgh, said, "Over the past 20 years, I've engaged with hundreds of people who have been diagnosed with dementia, and it's often the case that those individuals will withdraw from social activities, which can negatively impact their overall well-being. If you know a friend or relative who has been diagnosed with dementia, it's really important to stay in touch and help your loved one to maintain their usual social activities, or even try something new together. The Rethink Dementia campaign is sharing such a crucial message around the importance of social connection, and I hope it provides positive action steps for family and friends of those living with dementia. The Rethink Dementia multi-channel campaign is live across TV, cinema, radio, press, digital and out-of-home advertising, supported by a PR campaign. For more information on supporting someone with a dementia diagnosis, please visit nhsinform.scot/rethinkdementia. That's nhsinform.scot/rethinkdementia. And that report was written by Dawn Renton. About dementia. Dementia is not an inevitable part of ageing. It is an umbrella term for over 100 different types of diseases and symptoms which, over time, damage the brain, typically leading to deterioration in both brain and bodily health. Symptoms of dementia can vary, but can include memory loss, mood swings, and difficulties with day-to-day tasks, language and problem solving. Dementia is not a mental health condition, but can affect mental health. Dementia is a progressive illness, but many people with a dementia diagnosis can still keep doing most of the things they have always enjoyed. They can also be an active part of the community, particularly in the earlier stages. Further information can be found at www.nhsinform.scot/rethinkdementia. That's www.nhsinform.scot/rethinkdementia. Call for urgent action as more seabirds are at risk. Report by Kevin McRoberts. A stark picture has been presented of the health of Scotland's declining seabird populations, with 5 species being added to the UK's red list of greatest conservation concern. They join other species that are at risk of global extinction, like the beloved puffin. The latest Birds of Conservation Concern report includes a list of those species most at risk of being lost from our skies. Leah storm petrel, common gull, great black-backed gull, Arctic tern and great skua join this unenviable list. This means of the 23 seabirds that make their home and raise their young in Scotland, 9 are now included in the red list, 12 are on the amber list, and just 2 on the green list. Scotland is home to over half of the UK's seabirds, including significant populations of those 5 species. On a global scale, Scotland's great skua population is over half the world's population, and our gannets are about half the world total. Reviewing the population trends, RSPB Scotland scientists note that it declines in populations of Arctic tern, 54%, common gull, 53%, great black-backed gull, 63%, and Leah storm petrel, 79%, are part of long-term trends. RSPB Scotland is calling for a range of measures to tackle the many issues having an adverse impact on the nation's seabirds. Helen McLaughlin, Head of Marine Policy for RSPB Scotland, said, "This latest health check on our seabird population reveals devastating declines in the overall status of the UK's breeding seabirds. And, as Scotland is a UK seabird stronghold, it is clear that the time for action is now. As an island nation, it is perhaps not surprising that we are globally important for seabird populations, but what has really shocked us is the sheer number of our seabird species now on the red list. We need urgent action from the Scottish Government to address this dire situation, to tackle the drivers of these declines and enable recovery." The report lists how all seabird populations are facing a growing list of threats and pressures that include changes in prey availability due to climate change and overfishing, entanglement in fishing gear, invasive predators eating eggs and chicks, and offshore renewable energy development in important foraging zones, as well as its climate impacts on nesting and breeding success. In addition to these pressures, seabirds recently suffered devastating declines from the highly pathogenic avian influenza. Great skua, a species that was previously increasing prior to highly pathogenic avian influenza, was reported as having now decreased by an estimated 76%. Scotland hosts almost the entire UK population of great skuas. To find out more about how the RSPB Scotland is working to save seabirds, visit www.rspb.org.uk, and an article written by Kevin McRoberts. Debt counselling. Ross Hutchinson, Debt Centre Manager, Christians Against Poverty, writes, "Time for a change to end the struggle. We've all felt the effects of recent rising inflation, but those in existing financial hardship have been affected the most. As a free debt charity, providing support in areas like East Bartonshire and North Lanarkshire, we at Christians Against Poverty, CAP, have seen how devastating the combination of increased inflation and low wages have been for our clients. Our latest report reveals that CAP clients have an average shortfall of £273 a month. These are what we refer to as deficit budgets. This means that despite having already cut back to the bare minimum, they would still need a further £273 a month just to pay for basic essentials, such as food, energy and clothing. This isn't just affecting your CAP clients. In our report, we are also launching new polling insights from YouGov, which reveal that over 11 million people in and across the UK are facing a deficit budget. For them, incomes simply haven't kept up with the soaring cost of living over the last few years. The devastating effect of rising costs on low incomes. The impact of inflation on essential goods has been extremely harsh on low-income households, leading to levels of inequality not seen since the 1920s. Clients are in despair, being unable to afford food, or face the humiliation of sitting in cold and dark homes because they can't pay for utilities. Increasing their income is not always straightforward. They may be caring for a loved one, perhaps they're unwell and therefore unable to work, or there may not be enough job opportunities available to them. These are not isolated incidents, but a daily reality for many people in our community. Christian Against Poverty's local team also carried out a poll of 160 people at the Canal Festival in Kirkintilloch and found almost 1 in 5 people, 19%, are regularly struggling to make their budget balance. Over half, 54%, found their budget had become tighter in the last 2 years since prices have risen, and alarmingly 6% said their income now doesn't even cover the cost of their essential needs. Churches stepping in to help. In many areas across the country, statutory services are up to capacity, and some community agencies have had to reduce their support due to funding cuts, often leaving local churches and church-based services to step in and help. At our debt centre in Kirkintilloch, our debt coaches visit people in their homes, offering a lifeline to those in poverty. Our teams help clients navigate their complex financial situations. Whether it's families, working individuals or pensioners, many have depleted their savings and now rely on food banks or charity from friends and relatives to survive. A broken system that needs fixing. Having a deficit budget and not being able to afford the basics is a stark indicator of a broken system, and the situation demands immediate action from policymakers, creditors, charities and individuals who all contribute to effecting positive change. The local churches who partner with CAP have helped thousands of people out of debt and improve their financial situations, so we know that practical, face-to-face support makes a huge difference, playing a vital role in helping local communities to thrive. We are confident that, together, we can tackle the root causes of poverty and low incomes, but we need your support. Find out more and join the fight against poverty at capuk.org/campaign. Anyone wanting to support or find out more about Christians Against Poverty's work in East Bartonshire and North Lanarkshire can contact Ross Hutchinson on 07881 302 398 or Ross Hutchinson at capuk.org. That's ROSSHUTCHINSON @capuk.org. Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald letters page, date Wednesday the 11th of September. Let's talk. Please send your letters via email to kirkyherald@jnscotland.co.uk. That's KIRKYHERALD @JNSCOTLAND.co.uk and write letters in the subject field. Please keep letters to a maximum of 300 words. Letters cannot be published without a name and postal address. Also include a daytime phone number if possible. We reserve the right to edit any letter. Tough measures. Sir, an easy way to eliminate Scotland's £1.5 billion spending black hole could be to disband the expense of the Scottish Government. Yours, etc., Derek Sharp, by email. Cash for some things. Sir, it transpires that public inquiries in Scotland in recent years have cost £200 million. In a land where the SNP government claims there is no money, seems there is cash for certain things. Yours, etc., William Ballantyne, by email. Back to school help. Sir, schools are back in Scotland, and this can be a difficult time for some children. Childline delivered 2,283 counselling sessions across the UK, where returning to school was mentioned in 2023-24, with over a third of these taking place in August or September. Children speak with counsellors about a variety of concerns at this time, such as worries about starting a new school, increasing demands to get good grades, picking their subjects in key years, and challenges around making new friends. The changing routine can also be a source of stress. The NSPCC, the children's charity which runs the Childline service, has some useful advice for parents and children during this time. Patients and carers can listen to their child's concerns. You could ask your child to write down everything they are looking forward to at school and everything they are worried about. Then you could chat through their concerns to help them cope with their worries and also look at the positives. It's vital that they're encouraged to talk to a safe adult about this, whether that's a parent, carer or teacher. They can also try using the Childline online mood journal and stay connected with friends and family, whether that's online or in person. And physical activity is always a great way of relieving stress, so they can try playing a game outside, go for a walk or take part in a sport. More tips are available on the NSPCC website, and Childline is available 24/7 on 0800 1111, that's 0800 1111, or they can use the online chat function. Yours, etc., Adeniyi Alaid, NSPCC Scotland, Service Head, Helplines. Ban vaping too. Sir, Keir Starmer has confirmed that plans to ban smoking in pub gardens, sports grounds, outdoors, restaurants, etc. south of the border. The First Minister John Swinney said he would consider replicating any UK government ban. However, there is no move to include vapes in the disposable vapes which litter our streets. Vapes should be included in any such ban since the chemicals can harm lungs, throat and brain development. Children moved from fruity vapes to cigarettes. But the big question is how this ban on smoking will be policed. Certainly not by our police, who no longer investigate burglaries and other crimes like road cyclists and illegal e-scooter riders. A quicker way would be to double or even treble the tax on cigarettes and vapes. That would clear the air. Yours, etc., Clark Cross, address supplied. Thinner blue line. Sir, Police Scotland is losing 1,000 officers with perhaps 25 years experience each and replacing them with new officers who undergo a 2-year probationary period. The end result is fewer experienced officers, placing an even greater burden on them, with the potential for higher levels of absence due to sickness and stress. The SNP argue, we have more officers per capita than England or Wales. Such use of selected statistics is always a cause for a deeper analysis. After Police Scotland was formed, many civilian staff lost their jobs and were backfilled by experienced police officers, ironically at a higher cost. So does Scotland have more police staff and police officers per capita than England and Wales? It's time the SNP and Police Scotland were open with the public. Scotland has too few officers and staff to do the job that needs done, dilapidated police stations that are not fit for purpose, an exhausted workforce, clapped out police cars. It's a far cry from the promise 1,000 extra officers made by then First Minister Nicola Sturgeon in 2017. The same date she promised a Scottish energy company that never materialised. The SNP, a total failure after 17 years, and people leaving school now will only ever have experienced their failures. It's a sad indictment of my homeland. Yours, etc., Brian Barber, address supplied. And that was this week's Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald letters page. Let's talk, as read by me, Ian McKenna.
Flag tribute to our 999 services. Article by Kevin McRoberts. Eastern Bartonshire's Provost, Gillian Rennick, was joined by local officers from the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service, Police Scotland and the Scottish Ambulance Service to raise the 999 Emergency Services Day flag at Eastern Bartonshire's Council headquarters in Kirkintilloch. Each year the flag is raised in support of 999 Emergency Services Day, which was launched in 2018 to celebrate our emergency services personnel and remember those killed in the line of duty. Emergency Services Day began at 9 a.m. on Monday, September the 9th, to represent the 9th hour of the 9th day of the 9th month. Provost Rennick was joined by Kirkintilloch Station Commander John Miller from the Scottish Fire and Rescue Services, Chief Inspector Aidan Higgins from Police Scotland, and Clinical Team Leader John Connolly and Area Service Manager Jordan Curry from the Scottish Ambulance Service. They met at Eastern Bartonshire Council's headquarters in Kirkintilloch and helped to unfurl the special emergency Service Day flag, which flew at the buildings throughout the day on Monday. Provost Rennick said, "Everyone living in our communities benefits from the protection provided by our emergency services. We never know the minute we may rely on them to help us or our loved ones. That's why we recognise this National Day of Tribute to show our appreciation and remind ourselves that often emergency services personnel put themselves at risk of injury or death in carrying out dangerous duties. We owe them our respect and appreciation for all that they do. It is a great honour for me to meet with our local officers and thank them on behalf of the people of Eastern Bartonshire and to raise the Emergency Services Day flag to show our gratitude for all the emergency services personnel who live and work in our communities." Article by Kevin McRoberts.
Have your say on the Council's budget. The Council has launched its latest consultation ahead of its meeting early next year to agree the 2025-2026 budget. Every year the Council is legally obliged to set a balanced budget, and in recent years this has become increasingly difficult. One of the biggest challenges remains the fact that the costs of delivering services and demand have both increased, while funding levels have not risen. The cost of ensuring that these services continue to be provided in East Dunbartonshire each year is approximately £322 million. As with the previous 10 years in 2025-26, the Council continues to face a funding gap. This means that ways to increase income or make savings must be agreed. Councillors will make their decisions on the budget in February, but right now the Council wants residents and businesses in the area to have their say. Council leader Gordon Lowe said, "This is an opportunity for local people to share their views so that their feedback can inform the decisions we make to help us close the budget gap." The consultation will run until Thursday, September the 19th, and the survey can be found on the consultation webpage at www.eastdunbarton.gov.uk/consultation-2025-26. It should take around 10 minutes to complete, and paper copies can be requested via customer services. In addition, the Council is offering digital assistance sessions for completing the survey at Bishopbriggs Community Hub on Thursday, September the 12th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and Lennoxtown Community Hub on Tuesday, September the 17th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Results will be analysed and shared with both officers and elected members.
Church news. I'm afraid Philip, who usually reads the church news, is away for the next few weeks. So you're stuck with me, Ian. Milton of Campsie Church news. At Milton of Campsie Church, we're proud of our young people who play such an active part of the life of our congregation. Naomi Nager was an Oompa Loompa chocolate factory worker during a recent Oompalarity holiday club. We continue to celebrate the season of creation. A 4-week creation Bible study has begun. Toddler group is on Mondays at 9:45am. Hobbies clubs is at 2pm. Cafe Connect is on Tuesdays at 9:30am. Time to pray is on Wednesdays at 7pm. Also, this Wednesday, the fellowship reopens at 7:30pm. On Friday, September the 13th, the junior and anchor sections of the BB restart at 6:15pm. All are warmly invited to join us for a great fun evening. Fair Trade Fortnight begins on Monday, September the 9th. A special Fair Trade coffee event will take place after worship on Sunday, September 15. Remember to buy your Kilombarrow rice at £2 a bag. This enables a child in Malawi to go to school. Oompa Greedy, a Go Mad Extra, has been planned for Sunday, September the 22nd from 1pm to 3pm. The church's magazine, Messenger, has been delivered through every letterbox in the village. Lenzie Union Parish Church. You are warmly invited to Holy Communion on Sunday, September the 15th at 11am, led by Reverend Leslie Grieve. A creche is provided for babies and toddlers. Young people are also welcome to Lighthouse and Bible class. A live stream of the service will be available on YouTube. There will be a fellowship lunch after the service. The meeting place opens for tea and coffee at Home Baking every Wednesday at 10am to 12 noon in the new hall. Everyone, from the very young to the young at heart, is welcome to attend. We also have a good selection of greetings cards and second-hand books for sale. The coffee pot opens on Friday, September 13th for tea, coffee and home baking. A warm, friendly atmosphere for all ages. Messy Church is on Saturday, September the 14th, 4pm to 5pm. A fun-filled hour for children and adults. Crafts, games and experiments. To book a place, contact omalley.dom@yahoo.co.uk. That's OMALLEYDOM@yahoo.co.uk. Kirkintilloch Church of God at Regent Hall, Regent Street on Sunday. There will be a short Bible message by Rodney Johnson at 11:30 a.m. A warm welcome to everyone who is able to join us. On Wednesday, Coffee Corner is open from 12 noon to 2 p.m. for home baking and coffee. Come along and join our friends and neighbours for coffee and a chat. For up-to-date and further information on our services, visit our website on www.regentshall.org. That's www.regenthall.org. Jesus said, "What shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul?" Matthew chapter 16 verse 26. Colston Wellpark Church. This Sunday, please feel free to join us at our morning service starting at 11 a.m. and conducted by Reverend Malcolm Cuthbertson, followed by tea, coffee and conversation in the hall after the service. Our art club continues this Monday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and if you're interested in becoming a member, come along for a chat or phone Ramsey on 07709 584 680 for more information. This Wednesday the Colston Tea Break continues and anyone is welcome to come along for good food, good chat and of course good company, and it's free. St Mary's Parish Church. The service on Sunday, September 15th will begin at 11 a.m. as usual and be taken by the Reverend Dr. Ruth Morrison. There will be age-appropriate activities for our young people in the halls during the service. Wednesday welcome continues on Wednesday, September 11th. Tea, coffee and home baking as well as a very warm welcome will be available from 10 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. A short service will follow beginning at 11:30 a.m. The craft group continues on Monday, September 16 at 2 p.m. Everyone is welcome as we continue knitting or sewing items for sale at Christmas while drinking tea or coffee and chatting. On Sunday, September the 22nd, tickets for the Harvest Lunch will go on sale costing £1 plus a donation on the day. The lunch will take place after the service on Sunday, October 13th. Baked potatoes with a variety of fillings will be available as well as apple pie. Kenmure Parish Church. Our Sunday morning service starts at 11 a.m. Leading our worship this Sunday will be Sheena Reid. Visitors to the area during the holiday period will be made welcome when they join us for our Sunday morning worship. You can attend either in person or online at our YouTube channel. The service on YouTube can be watched live as it is streamed or later at a time that suits you. You can find our channel simply by searching for Kenmure Bishopbriggs on YouTube. Kenmure spelt Kenmure and Bishopbriggs is Bishopbriggs. There will be a period of fellowship following the service in the hall when teas, coffees, juice and biscuits are served. Most of our organisations/groups are up and running again after the summer break. The most up-to-date details of all of our groups that are currently running may be found on the What's On section of our website kenmure-church.co.uk. To find us on Facebook, just search for Kenmure Parish Church. If you would like to join our WhatsApp group or receive the Bible studies from ABC, then email us at kenmurechurch@icloud.com. That's KENMURECHURCH@icloud.com. Springfield Cambridge Church. Morning worship on Sunday, September the 15th will be conducted by Reverend Ian Taylor in the sanctuary at 11 a.m. A dedication to the Guild will take place during this service. An offering will be taken during the service. Please place your offering in the offering plates as they are passed around the congregation. Tea and coffee will be served in the Cameron Hall after morning worship. Come and enjoy the fellowship. The Sunday school meets in room 2 where creche facilities are also available. Morning worship is also being live streamed on the Springfield Cambridge Church YouTube channel. A link to this can be found at www.springfieldcambridge.org.uk. That's www.springfieldcambridge.org.uk, and Facebook page, where up-to-date information about events and church organisations can also be found. There will be a vestry hour on Wednesday, September the 11th, from 10am to 11am, for anyone wishing to talk with the minister. There will be a short weekly service of worship in the Springfield Chapel on Wednesday, September the 11th, from 11:10am to 11:30am, followed by tea and coffee in the Hall of Fellowship. On Saturday, September the 14th, a coffee morning is taking place in the Cambrian Hall from 10am to 12 noon on behalf of the Beats and Cancer charity to celebrate Scott Robertson's 10-year cancerversary. Come along and support this good cause and enjoy tea, coffee and home baking. £5 at the door on the day. The Guild is inviting the congregation to join them in supporting the East Bartonshire Food Bank warehouse by bringing donations and leaving them in the cupboard in the cloakroom. A list is attached to the cupboard identifying specific items specially requested. Members of the congregation who are taking part in the Smarties Challenge are asked to return their filled Smarties tubes to the church by the end of September. Lindsay Old Parish Church. Sunday worship in the church begins at 11am. A creche is available for children under 3. Come and sing. The dementia-friendly singing group meets in the church hall on Tuesday, September the 16th, 1:15pm to 2:45pm. A warm welcome awaits all, and, of course, a cuppa with some delicious home baking. St Columba's Hillhead Church. Do join us for our Sunday morning service at St Columba's at 10:30am every Sunday at our St Columba's site. We have children's ministry running during the service and tea, coffee and juice served afterwards. We'd love to meet you there. If you really can't come in person, you can still connect with us by live stream via www.kirkintillochstcolumbus.org.uk. That's www.kirkintillochstcolumbus.org.uk, or by searching for St Columba's Hillhead Kirkintilloch on YouTube. If you live in the Hillhead area, why not drop in for tea or coffee and a good chat at our weekly warm welcome in our Hillhead halls, 2pm to 4pm on Wednesday afternoons. It would be great to see you there. Cadder Parish Church. Beside the canal. For full details, please see our website www.cadderchurch.org. That's www.cadderchurch.org. We look forward to welcoming you this coming Sunday to our morning service. The service will be led by Reverend John McGregor. Music is led by Javi Jose Sendomalo. Cadder kids and creche meet at the church at the start of the service and then go to the North Hall. All are welcome. Our church services are videoed and recorded and are available from the church website. Tea and coffee served after each service. Coffee shop is open Tuesday to Thursday from 10am to 2pm and Friday from 10am to 12 noon in the South Hall. Food Bank. If you wish to donate to the local food bank, you can bring your donations of food to the church or the coffee shop. Early fellowship in the South Hall Chapel at 9:30am on Tuesday and Thursday, and also on Zoom. Messy play for preschool children in the South Hall, Tuesday and Thursday from 10:30am. Girls Brigade on Tuesdays from 6:15pm for girls from P1 to S6, and Boys Brigade, anchors and juniors are on a Monday evening and company for a Friday evening. Full details on the church website. Guild meets on the Thursday, September the 19th in the South Halls at 7 p.m. Their speaker is Dr. Mary Frame and her subject is Marie Curie. As always, everyone is very welcome. Their dedication service is September the 15th. Harvest service is September the 22nd. There will be a litter pick on Saturday, October the 19th, meeting at 10 a.m. in the South Hall. All welcome. The next film night is on Friday, September the 27th at 7 p.m. for 7:30 p.m. in the North Hall. The film showing is The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, and tickets priced £5 are available from members of the fellowship team. 212 Boys Brigade Coffee Morning fundraiser will be held in the morning of Saturday, September the 21st from 10 a.m. to 12 noon in Cadder, South Halls. Caring for Creation service. This year's Harvest service is on Sunday, September the 22nd and will be centred on climate change and our response as individuals and as a congregation with a positive theme of hope. Organ recital on October the 5th at 2 p.m. in Cadder Parish Church. Entry free. And that was this week's church news from the Kirkintilloch and Bishopbriggs Herald, as published on Wednesday, the 11th of September. District news. Education. Help shape Scottish Careers Week. Get involved. National Skills Agency, Skills Development Scotland, SDS, is calling for local businesses, learning providers and support organisations to get behind Scottish Careers Week in November to help promote career opportunities and services to residents. The national campaign, taking place from November the 11th to the 15th, shines a light on the life-changing support offered by Scotland's career services. Delivered through the theme Shape the Future, the campaign highlights that great career support helps people find their passion and thrive. Set against a backdrop of the ever-changing world of work, new technology and the need to develop the right skills, Scottish Careers Week showcases partnerships helping people of all ages make positive education and career choices to shape their future. Schools, employers, career practitioners and supporters can get involved this year to celebrate the power of career support, showcase exciting industries and opportunities, including green careers, and help shape a brighter future for everyone. Launching the 2024 campaign, Higher and Further Education Minister Graham Day said, Scottish Careers Week presents a focused opportunity for everyone involved in supporting people to shape their futures, to come together and highlight the wide range of help, services and opportunities that are available. Whilst promoting Scotland's careers offering is an all-year-round job, Careers Week is our annual showcase and I would encourage wholesale participation in it. For those who want to back the campaign, Skills Development Scotland has created an online hub on My World of Work, featuring ideas on how to get involved with free resources. Employers can use the week as a platform to contract the talent of tomorrow and shape the future of their industry. Scottish Careers Week is a great opportunity to provide career inspiration and encourage people to explore exciting roles and pathways into an industry. For schools, Scottish Careers Week is a way to spark career inspiration, make connections with local employers and explore exciting opportunities for pupils. Visit myworldofwork.co.uk/Scottish-careers-week to find out how to get involved. That's myworldofwork.co.uk/SCOTTIS-WEEK to find out how to get involved. Friendly Maggie needs a new home. Maggie is a perfect companion for someone looking for a relaxed and affectionate dog. She's fully house trained and can be left alone for a few hours. Maggie is a great traveller and enjoys car rides, making her an ideal companion for short outings. She prefers to be the only pet in the home can live with children aged 14 and above, and would be thrilled to have her own garden to explore at her leisure. Maggie is a social butterfly who makes friends with everyone she meets, and her gentle and friendly nature would make her a wonderful addition to any family. If you think you can provide a home for Maggie, please contact Dogs Trust West Calder on 01506 873 459. St Columba's Men's Club meets in the halls of St Columba's Church in Old Isle Road. It is not necessary to be a church member to join. The club, which has been in existence for many years, provides a chance for men to spend a Monday evening in very relaxed company and to participate in activities such as pool, snooker, carpet balls, darts, table tennis and dominoes, or simply to sit and chat. We have a selection of speakers, usually 3 each session, visit other clubs and have a 10-pin bowling night. The membership comes not only from Kirkintilloch but also from Lenzie, Cumbernauld, Milton of Campsie and Bearsden. All men welcome. Rock Choir. Are you looking to learn to sing? The Kirkintilloch Rock Choir is led by local vocal tutor Elaine Williamson. A local community choir first and foremost, they are also part of the National Rock Choir Network, which has provided some exceptional performances opportunities. Members of Rock Choir have had the chance to meet and sing in front of many celebrities and public figures, including His Royal Highness Prince William and the Fonz, Henry Winkler. To book your free singing taster session, go to www.rockchoir.com/join. That's www.rockchoir.com/join. Music is the St Cyprians. Two exceptional and accomplished new voices on the Scottish music scene, Juliet Lemoine and Chris Amer, together explore traditional Scottish music with originality, energy and depth at St Cyprian's Church, Lenzie, on Saturday, September the 21st. Tickets £12.50 from www.datathistle.com. That's tickets at £12.50 from www.datathistle.com. Glasgow, a country night in Nashville. Ahead of performances of A Country Night in Nashville at the King's Theatre, Glasgow, producers Handshake Limited are proud to announce that audiences for the show have raised more than £26,000 for Teenage Cancer Trust. They recently made a £10,000 donation to help support teenagers and young adults with cancer. They are currently collecting during their UK tour, arriving in Glasgow on Saturday, September the 14th. A musical journey through the history of country, featuring songs from both its biggest stars, both past and present. And that was this week's District News.
Standards are being kept up. This article was written by Brian Yule and it's being read by me, Corey. Glasgow City head coach Leanne Ross was pleased her players took on the message of having higher standards as they won 8-0 at home to Queen's Park on Sunday. A fourth win in a row moved City up to third in the SWPL1, only behind the top two, Rangers and Hearts, on goal difference. It took just 10 minutes for the hosts to go in front at K Park when Natalia Warble scored from close range. However, they would spend the rest of the half frustrated until Lisa Forrest met a Samantha Van Diemen cross in injury time to make it 2-0. Nicole Kozlova and Emily Whelan were sent on at the break, and it took the former just 5 minutes to find the net from the penalty spot. This then saw the floodgates open, with 4 goals arriving in the next 8 minutes. Sophia Mata grabbed a double in the 56th and 59th minute. A neat team move was finished off by Ailey Gambone on 63 minutes, and Kozlova got her second a minute later. With a minute left to play, Kozlova would complete her hat-trick as she headed in across from captain Lisa Evans. Ross told the club's media team, "I was slightly frustrated with my first half, as were the players, I think. We created a lot of good chances that we should have taken. We spoke at half-time about doing the same things, but moving the ball with more tempo. The chances game, and we were more clinical in the second half. It's about having higher standards for ourselves and making sure that when we did create those chances, that we finished them off. They took that message on board, and the chances we made had an impact too, which was pleasing. Goals could be important, but first and foremost, we need to make sure we go and win games. We are set up to take the 3 points. If that is secured, and there is an opportunity to add more goals then for the players' confidence, I think it is important we put away a lot more of the chances we are creating. We also haven't conceded from open play this season, which our defenders can take pride in. When you don't concede, it makes winning games a lot easier." City return to K Park on Sunday, this time as the away side as they face Motherwell. That article was written by Brian Yule, and it was read by me, Corey. Stalemate as Rob Roy host Hill. This article is unattributed, but it's being read by me, Corey. There were more than just points on the line as Kirkintilloch Rob Roy hosted Petershill on Saturday in the WOS First Division. The match also served as the second edition of the Brian McNeill Memorial Trophy. Brian was a great servant to both clubs before his passing last year, and a collection was taken for the charity Men Matter Scotland. Rob Roy retained the trophy after the game ended in a 0-0 draw, which was presented by Brian's widow Sandra. Ashfield also picked up just their second point of the season as they drew 1-1 when St Roch came calling. Caledonian Locomotives went down 8-0 as they entered Whitlet's Victoria in the second division, while Glasgow Pershore won 7-2 at Irvine Victoria. Rossville came away from New Mearns United with a 7-1 victory in the 4th Division, while West Park United won 2-1 at home to St Peters. It is the second round of the South Challenge Cup on Saturday, with plenty of local involvement. Fixtures: Clydebank versus Caledonian Locomotive, Port Glasgow Juniors versus West Park United, Rossvale versus Caledonian Braves, Royal Albert versus Kirkintilloch Rob Roy, Locker Welfare versus Ashfield. After starting the SWPL2 campaign with 2 wins, Rossvale women have now suffered back-to-back defeats, going down 2-0 at home to Boroughmuir Thistle on Sunday. The side, which has added Gracie Robertson, Gillian Slowey and Georgia McGurk in the past week, will aim to bounce back with a trip to Livingston on Sunday. That article was unattributed, but it was read by me, Corey. A busy time for WRCED, despite the wet weather. This article has been written by Lorna Thompson, and it's being read by me, Corey. The summer has been particularly wet, but members of Walk, Run, Cycle Eastern Bartonshire, WRCED, didn't care as they still had plenty of adventures. Over the months of June, July and August, a total of 165 events in walking, cycling and running were facilitated by the volunteers of WRCED, which is absolutely amazing. The volunteers selflessly give their time so like-minded folk can come together to share a love of the outdoors. The summer started by celebrating Volunteers Week as a buffet and award ceremony were attended by many of the group volunteers at the Ramblers in Torrance. The group attended the Kirkintilloch Gala, where funds were raised through a chocolate raffle to help with summer events. The sun shone brightly as the Munro baggers of the group had a weekend away at Kinloch to climb Ben Starav and Glasbeinmore, that's Glasbeinmhor. I have probably pronounced that incorrectly, I do apologise. At the end of June, the partnership with artist Elena Harris, Green Space Scotland and Eastern Bartonshire Council for the Remembering Together project was completed with the last walk at Mulgai. All information on the walks the group collaborated on can be found on www.rememberingtogether.com. The third C25K group graduated by taking part in the Springburn Park Run and continue to run weekly. For the first time, WRCED funded summer bus trips with the Health Walk/Strength and Balance team at the Kelpies, and families enjoyed a day at the Japanese Gardens and Dollar Glen. WRCED joined Provost Gillian Renwick on her Summer Charity Challenge, where they walked 12 miles to help raise funds for Eastern Bartonshire Women's Aid. All the usual early morning, evening local meetups and hill adventures were to be had, while the Paths for All health walks still met every Friday afternoon. Other exciting activities include a guest speaker from Lomond Mountain Rescue and the yearly partnership with Central Scotland Adventures, Wild Venture Scotland and Aspect Mountaineering. On a personal level, I was shocked to be named Community Champion in this year's Provost Awards. For more information, join the Walk, Run, Cycle Eastern Bartonshire group on Facebook, visit www.wrced.org or email wrced2020@gmail.com. That article was written by Lorna Thompson and it was read by me, Corey. Harris is hailed as simply incredible. This article was written by Phil Lanning and it's being read by me, Corey. Glasgow Tigers boss Cammy Brown hailed Captain Chris Harris as simply incredible after a final home win. Tigers bounced back from losing 49-41 at Edinburgh Monarchs on Friday to snatch a 46-44 victory over Oxford Cheetahs on Sunday. Harris recorded 16 points against Monarchs and added 13 against Cheetahs, including 2 stunning races from the back to secure the victory. Brown said, "Chris is simply incredible. He is the best number 1 in the league and one of the best riders this country has ever produced. We are very proud to have him as a Tiger. His final 2 rides in heats 13 and 15 were unbelievable. To beat Sam Masters from behind on both occasions is different class. We were 10 points up after 4 races, but we knew Oxford would come back in Masters. Scott Nicholas and Ashton Bogan, they had 3 big hitters who were outstanding. It got very tight at the end, but Harris was the difference. His 2 wins at the end got us over the line. Once again, the entertainment at Ashfield is the best in British Speedway. The racing was sublime and edge-of-the-seat stuff. It's a great way to end the season with top draw racing. That's what we want." Despite the victory, Tigers missed out on a playoff spot by 3 points, as the defence of their championship title came to an end. The top 4 of Pole Pirates, Oxford Cheetahs, Scunthorpe Scorpions and Workington Comets
will now battle it out for the crown over the coming weeks. That article was written by Phil Lanning and it was read by me, Corey.
That concludes this week's edition of the Kirkintilloch Herald podcast. Please remember to subscribe to our channels at Tune Review and to tell your friends about our service.